Welcome, everyone. I'm Joe Dagger, of course, with Business 901, and I wanted to talk today a little bit about storyboarding. I work a lot virtually, okay, with a lot of clients. And actually, the majority of my clients I work virtually and just seldom see them in person, though I talk to them every day. One of the tools that we use, which is very common to many of you, is Trello. But I've also used Trello in a couple different unique ways, and one of them is setting up storyboards. The point of this, say with a storyboard, I know you miss the creative energy that you get live with people that you can do, but what you can really do is it's across time zones, so that we can go ahead and we can gather people's information, and they can work indiscriminately at their leisure and be able to add to the conversation. Okay, and if done well, I think that it's not quite as good, but it gives time for people to think about things and for time to gel. You gotta have the right team though. I mean, because just like email, some things are taken out of sort a little bit in your short cryptic messages that you might leave on a board. So you have to be open minded and know that everybody's got the best solution at heart. One of these areas that I would like to discuss and just give an example how I might use Trello on a problem solving mission. One of these things that you can see over here on the side is I'm going to look over here is the storyboard itself. We start out with a pretty blank Trello board, right? And for the list here, we just go ahead and add brainstorming. Okay, that's how you start a storyboard session, right? Oh, no, that's not true. That's not how you start it. What do we normally start with? We normally start with a framing question. Okay, what did we come here? What was the problem we're trying to solve? What's the name of this board? I usually just type it right up here where it says storyboard. Today's example is going to be why are we missing project deadlines? So I put it right up there in the name of the board. Typing's not good today. And we have the framing question, okay, to start out. Now we go to brainstorming. Now you could have a couple different lists here to start with, but what we start doing, we start brainstorming with cards, okay? We might put don't understand project scope, okay, as a reason that we're missing them. Not enough time, right? Is always a good one. But we go on and we start brainstorming. And everybody adds to the cards. And that's the first step in doing it. Okay, so we call them detail cards, right? And I'm going to switch screens here to one I've already completed. Okay, to be able to the board after we've listed a few of these brainstorming ideas. Now, of course, like I said, you can have a couple different lists started or things, but that goes back to what I'm going to say is the next thing we do, right, in a storyboarding session, is we start going ahead and gathering and grouping and clustering a few of these different ones. So let me just put A board, okay, and a B board to get started here without any specific names, a C board, all right, and a D. Let me just start out with 4. Okay, so I get these now. Okay, first one, inadequate network skills. Let's put that one over there. Brief, not understood. That wouldn't be on the network. Okay, PM techniques, not understood. Would that be this? That's some misunderstandings. Let me gather that right here. Conflicting assignments. I'm going to put that over there for right now. Complicated reporting. That seems to be kind of there, doesn't it? And overall IT responsibility. Them are IT functions there. So look here as far as to do, and see if my grouping. Well, okay, my grouping might be okay. Let's put headers to these. Well, this is definitely an IT, right? Okay. Let's see. Maybe project management skills? Would that be a good heading? Okay. Conflicting assignments. Now let me take a look at it to see how that's definitely project management, right? As you can see, now you can kind of play around with that we have these in here, okay? And we can start defining the problem. Now, what's the next step we do in a storyboard typically? Okay, after we get our headers designed, right? And we have all these brainstorming cards or detail cards, as they call them the Disney way, put in a line, okay, in a cluster. We create the header card right up here. Now we need to vote. And this is one of the cool things, okay? Now you could call it voting or priority dots, okay, of what we're going to put the most, we think they're most important. This is one of the cool things about Trello, though. You go over the show menu section here, and you look at the power-ups, and they got voting right over here. So we enable that feature for the voting. All right. Now, when we go to a card, okay, we can actually vote on the card. See right here? Let's say each person is allowed one vote. Okay. So they get to vote. All right. Someone else thinks this is a priority, and they're going to vote this up. So now we have people going in and putting what they think is the most important item on each of the cards. Those are just a couple of the simple ideas that you have, okay, to be able to create a storyboard right in Trello. I hope you like this. I encourage you to try it. There's many different ways you use a storyboard, of course. We can use it for communication, like a typical Kanban board that we're all used to, or we can actually use it for customers to do the same thing as focus groups. I like to do it, and I'll go over a few more in the future. So thanks again. This is Joe Dager with Business 901.